Hi there, my name is Dana. I'm an orthopedic physical therapist. What I'm going to show you in this exercise is a video called a pelvic clock. This is such an important exercise to encourage mobility and movement through your low back area, called your lumbar spine, and your sacrum. Often as we sit, things in our low back get very compressed. Our weight-bearing surface is going through our lumbar spine and our sacrum, and we don't move a lot, so we can actually get stiff in that area. Our lumbar spine is made up of 5 individual bones called vertebrae. Each one should move a little bit to allow normal movement to happen, but sometimes these joints get really sticky. So this exercise is meant to help loosen them up. So I want you to think about your pelvic girdle here, your pelvis, as a ring or a bucket. And it's like, if it's a ring in the front, it comes together, your pubic bones, and in the back where your sacrum is, which is kind of that big broad bone at the base of our spine that connects to our tailbone. So what you're gonna do when you're on your back, and I'll show you in a second, is think about taking that bucket full of water and tilting it to the front, like you're dumping water out the front, and to the back, like you're dumping water out to the back. So that's one motion you're gonna do, forward and back. And then you're gonna think about laterally tilting or side to side, tilting your pelvis to the side one way, dumping water out to the right, and then the left. Then we're gonna put it all together and make a circular motion. That will help influence normal mobility through the lumbar spine, where we tend to get a little bit stiff. So I'm gonna lie down on my back here with my knees bent, and you can join me. From this position, we're gonna start with that forward back motion. So my hands are gonna go on my pelvis, and I'm gonna tilt backwards like I'm dumping water out to the back, and then forward. Okay, and I'm just gonna rock back and forth in that range of motion to find my available range of motion and get used to the movement. Once I do that, then I'm gonna start tilting side to side. So I'm gonna go laterally, tilt water out to the left, dump water out to the right. So I'm just gonna tilt side to side that way a few times until I get used to the motion. Now I'm gonna try to put it all together. So I'm gonna tilt my pelvis back, like I'm dumping water out to the back, and then I'm gonna kind of scoop it through, moving to the left, and then the whole way down, so I'm dumping water out to the front, so my lumbar spine, my back's actually arched off the ground a little, and then I'm gonna go the other direction to the right, and then back to neutral, okay? So I'm gonna make that big circular motion around the whole circumference, or we call it clocks. So it's like you're moving around the entire face of a clock, hitting all the numbers as I go around. Now, there might be an area that's a little stickier, and that's okay, that's totally normal. That means you just might be a little tighter in that area. If that's the case, what you can do is find that area and just work in a small range of motion in that area. And now you want to switch directions. You want to go the other direction as well. So it's a little bit of a brain game. We often have one side that feels a little bit more natural than the other. That's good for coordination as well. So now I'm dumping my water out to the right, to the front, to the left, and to the back. And so your knees can move a little bit, but they're not really swaying side to side, and my butt's not lifting up. So everything's staying down as I rotate in that clock motion. So this is something you can try to do. Like if you have a break during the day, get down on the floor and try a few repetitions, maybe 10 times clockwise, 10 times counterclockwise. Try to incorporate this during the day or at the end of your day, just to make sure your spine doesn't get stiff for you and that you maintain normal mobility. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope that you found this video useful.